What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mama and Papa Joe. It's Super Bowl weekend, and on the menu today is carnitas. We're going to be doing these carnitas with a pork spare rib. It's going to be Papa Joe's version. See, I'm rocking my man's Buzz's t-shirt. Thank you very much, Buzz, for the t-shirt. We absolutely love it. Let's get right into it. So, folks, what I've got here is an absolutely beautiful 8.91 pounds of spare ribs. Beautifully marbled, man. This would have made a great competition rack. I'm just going to take this to the sink, get it rinsed off and dried. Right, there she is, cleaned up. And folks, traditionally, you will find most carnitas being made with a pork butt. Whenever I go to restaurants and I order it, I do not find the leaner chunks of pork butt to be as tender nor as moist. This is why I'm choosing to go with this rack of ribs. We're not going to do a whole lot of trimming. I just want to get rid of some of this leaner stuff. I'm actually going to leave some of this fat on because it's going to be very helpful in the end product. But anything that I think is going to be overly lean, I will remove. We'll get rid of my skirt and the membrane. Something you won't hear from me very often. I'm going to cook these to the point of falling off the bone, folks. Yeah, don't let anybody know that I said that. This is going to be cooked on the Traeger. The initial part of this cook, I just want to get just a little color without getting these ribs very dark. So I'm not going to go with the final seasoning. This is just going to be some kosher salt to prevent the ribs from getting overly dark. All right, that's it for seasoning right now. We're going to head outside and get this Traeger cranked up. All right, folks, our Traeger is preheated to 250 degrees. I've got the ribs on a rack just to get a little air circulation. And this pan is just because I'm lazy, trying to minimize cleanup. So we're going to be looking at maybe an hour to an hour and a half. That's about it. All right, so while our ribs are out there doing their thing, we're going to get our veggies ready for the cooking portion. I've got a red and a green jalapeno, a couple of large cloves of garlic, and a whole yellow onion. We're going to get these chopped up real quick. We're just going to smash these. And that's good. If you remember correctly, we only seasoned that rack of ribs with salt. Now we're going to actually come back with our real seasoning. 2 teaspoons of cracked black pepper, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. Going to be using 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano. This is supposed to be more pungent, more potent than your average American or Italian oregano. First time using it. That doesn't look like a whole lot. I'm gonna add a third. Ooh, it does smell pungent. Then I'm going to come in with enough olive oil to make this nice and spreadable. That should do me right about there. And again, we did not put a lot of salt on those ribs, so I'm going to add a pinch of salt in here. And our ribs should be coming out of the pit shortly. I'm going to brush this on each side. The liquid that we're going to put into our pan along with that rack of ribs, I've got 1 cup of chicken stock. To that, I'm going to add the juice of 1 large orange. That's put me right up to about 1.5 cups of liquid. Let's go get these ribs. All right, folks, we've given this about an hour and 10 minutes here. I don't want to lose a lot of juices here. I want to lose my juices in the pan. So this is good enough. We've got some smoke. We've got a little bit of rendering started. I'm going to turn this grill up to 300 while we go in here and get this going. Folks, it's looking good. It's smelling good, man. We're starting to get a little color, which is perfect. With the seasoning we just made, I'm going to come in here and just get it brushed I'm making a mess. But Mama's gonna clean it up.
Not.
Come back with all those veggies. I've heated up that orange juice and chicken stock liquid. There we are on the bottom. We're coming back with our rack. Oops, did that backwards. Thank you, Mama. So we're gonna seal this tightly. Our grill is on 300, and we're gonna head out there and place this back on. Probably come back out here in about 2 hours or so, looking for some fall off the bone ribs. It might take 2.5 to 3 hours. All right, 2.5 hours, folks, and I think we are good to go, man. I checked it at 2 hours, and it had just a little resistant, but I think we're good to go now. Oh, yeah. So this is what I wanted right here. We're going to get this inside, allow it to rest. We'll remove the bones and take it apart, and you're going to be shocked as to how I finish these carnitas before we get some tacos and some quesadillas. All right, folks, we have cooled down, man. I'm telling you, this is ready to fall off the bone like nobody's business. The plan that comes together. Oh, these bones are nice and clean. And this is all we're going to do, folks. We want to make sure that we've got any cartilage out of this tip. Get off that meat, get that fat off. All right, so now we're just going to break this down. This is one juicy rack of ribs. And folks, you can make tacos right here, but I'm going to take this a step further. All right, folks, so our Traeger is fired up. We've got all three on medium. And man, I've got a lot of that juice in here along with some of those veggies, that jalapeno. We're not going to cook this entire thing. All right, we're just looking now to get some char and a little crisping. Folks, that's what I'm talking about right there. We'll give that a few more before I flip. This is pretty much going to cook in its own juices, its own fat. All right, folks, that did not take very long. I think we're going to pull these. Oh, I'm telling you, they look great. Oh, yeah. Folks, tell me that is not the bomb diggity right there. All right, folks, let's knock out a couple of tacos, a couple of quesadillas. They're not going to take very long. At least the tacos won't. Just want to warm up one side. Come back with some of that. Oh, my goodness. We're going to keep these tacos pretty simple. Little tomatoes, some pickled onions, little salsa rojo, and some tortilla cheese.
Tacos tortillas.
I was sleeping on my tortillas. I was supposed to have laid down. This is some queso menonada. Really melts well. Oh, yeah. A little more queso. That's the glue for the top tortilla. Let's flip. Oh. All right, let's get these off of here, Mama, and see what everything tastes like. All right, folks, I've been doing this thing, man, and you know they're absolutely delicious. A nice crunch, tender rib meat. Tortillas are nice and crispy on these quesadillas, and that queso menonada is just so tasty. Wow. I need to sit down with my beer. Got the greasy lips as usual. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Easy game day eats, man. Rib carnitas. Love them. I want to thank you guys and gals as usual for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe. We appreciate it, man. Be on the lookout for another video coming very soon. And as usual, we want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you. Holler.